So hello and welcome, I'm Frederick Dunn, and this is a way to bee quick tip. Give me 11 minutes and 33 seconds. We're going to talk about beekeeping gloves and how to maintain them. We're looking at a lot of different gloves that I have here in my apiary, and they all have different problems. That particular one right there has mildew on it because ice and snow fell on it in a shed last winter. This one here is cow leather, and we know that those can become very difficult to wear, to bend, and they're uncomfortable. So we're going to talk about conditioning and or cleaning them, and this is in response to a question that I received during a way to bee question and answer session. So we're going to go over it, and I picked two top graded leather cleaners and conditioners. Leather honey on the right, no honey in it, and cleans and conditions and restores. We also have Big 4 leather conditioner, super popular, cleans, polishes, and conditions your leather. Both of these are products of the United States, so they're American made, and you can get them on Amazon. If you can't find them, please look down in the video description. I'll help you out with links. So we're going to talk about gloves. What do you need to know? Well, first of all, take care of them right in the first place. This mildew would not have happened if I put these away in some kind of tub or container where I keep my bee suits. Sometimes I just leave the gloves right in bee suit pockets. Look at these leather gloves, thick leather. Not popular if you're trying to do a bunch of detailed work inside your beehive, and once they get damp from sweat, perspiration, working on hot days, and then you put them away, they get stiff. So I'm just giving you a close-up of the label here, and this particular one soaks right into the leather, gets in deep. But let me tell you ahead of time, if you're waiting for some kind of magical cleanup treatment after you've grubbed up your gloves, this video is not going to help you out. I'm going to demonstrate that, of course. I'm giving you a detailed look at the label of the other cleaner, conditioner, restorer. And these are good, of course, for things like cars and stuff. So it's not just your bee gloves. But there are advantages here that I want to talk about too. One is if you're using leather gloves, your bees don't like the smell of it. In fact, you can kick off a defensive response from your beehive just by wearing gloves that smell strongly of cow leather. In fact, Langstroth himself put it in his book, do not ride up to your beehives when your horse is sweaty and things like that. Bees don't like animal smells. So the one on the right, remember, leather honey, super penetrating, so that's pretty decent. And then, of course, on the left, this leather conditioner goes on more like a heavy cream. So I'm taking cotton cloths, and I thought I would use those, and they're white, so we can scrub the surface of these gloves and see how much dirt we can get out of them. So let's get going. Each of them have a cap just like this. You know that what's in it belongs there. Nobody's messed with it. And of course, you have to shake them both up really well. Just follow the instructions or you can't complain. I highly recommend that you put on protective gloves while using this stuff because the residue that's on these leather gloves is going to come off on your hands, on the cloth, on anything else you're using to clean it. I'm sure you're familiar with that sound right there. These things are stiff. Put your hands in them. It's hard to bend your fingers, and when you do, kind of hurts your hands. So you need to work up these gloves constantly. Look at what I scrubbed off of that onto the cloth in a very short amount of time, and that's with that honey restorer. There's no honey in it. They don't even tell you what's in it. So what I want to really tell you to do is, look at these gloves. These were brand new. All I did was take the conditioner. So here's what I'm recommending. While your gloves are new, before they're grubby like these leather gloves right here, use the conditioner and cleaner on them first, and that will impregnate the surface and protect it from all this grubby stuff getting into it, because you're looking at propolis and who knows what else from beehives over the years. In fact, it was pretty funny because I found the gloves that I pulled out here in storage. I'd given up on them. I think they're about 15 years old. And I'm going to try this Big 4 leather conditioner on them. It says it won't darken the finish of your leather, which is very important. We care about cosmetics around here. These are the gloves that you're going to be wearing if you're getting into a really hostile situation. Maybe you found some European hornets or some yellow jackets around and you just want to get in there with your hands and tear them up. These would be the gloves to do it, but guess what? No dexterity at all. You can just see the surface condition, how rough it is. You can see how thick the leather is. So had I known about these leather conditioners and cleaners ahead of time, when these were brand new, that would be the time to put them to use with that leather conditioner, just like a brand new baseball glove when you were a kid. You oil it up and you just work it in and work it in and work it in. So I'm going to also try in this short video to restore those old gloves on the right there. Here's my favorite NTrial gloves. Might as well mention them, even though the video is about cleaning your gloves and keeping them in good shape. NTrial gloves are what I use more than anything else when I get into beehives, because all the dexterity is there. They keep your hands clean. No cleanup afterwards, and you can dispose of rodents in them if you have mouse traps and things like that. They're just great all around, so I'm going to put a link to those. They have long cuffs down in the video description. So here we go. Big 4 leather conditioner, brand new goatskin gloves that have been conditioned. They're slightly darker, but they have a really nice finish on them now. So now when you go to work in your beehives and you get propolis all over them from your hive tools and everything else, they stay flexible and they're cleaner and easier to keep that way. Look at the dexterity. Also, when you're trying to put on gloves like this and you're trying to pick a set out, when you straighten your hand out like that, there should be a little wrinkle across the back, and your fingertips should go to the very end of every single finger. Just make sure that you can do everything that you need to do. Also, you might get a slight size smaller than you think you need, and then work them in because they'll stretch a little bit to accommodate your hand. So this is kind of the happy medium between heavy cow leather gloves. Goatskin gloves don't get much of a response from the bees. There's a lot of dexterity, but you should also know you can, in a lot of instances, still get a stinger through those gloves. Now let's go back into ancient history here. Look at these terrible gloves. I used to actually use them as an example of gloves not to wear. You can see that they've been worn a lot. This is just like a lot of new beekeepers. When I first got into it, I got heavy gloves, cow leather, and this is what I used to get into the beehives. A lack of dexterity, great protection, but I'll tell you what, you always had bee stingers in these at the end of the day, and these gloves really are not usable in this condition. So time to fool around. I decided to take out this Dawn Ultra Free and Clear and see if I couldn't just soak these gloves in lukewarm water and scrub them down. See how much we can clean off there, because wouldn't that be a nice miracle if we can clean them up with some regular dish soap? So Dawn Ultra Free and Clear, and what else? Your grandson's toothbrush. You got to get that in there. I wonder if he'll notice later if his toothbrush tastes any different. So anyway, Dawn Ultra Free and Clear, I scrubbed everything. The water soaked right through the leather, and then of course it turned my hands orange. So, should have taken my own advice and put on some surgical gloves before I put them inside these gloves to soak them all the way through. Now check this out, they're soaking wet. That doesn't mean you set them out in the sunshine to dry them out. You don't put them in front of your vent, and you don't put them in front of your fireplace and dry them out quick. You dry them slow. In fact, while these were drying out, I went all the way to Austin, Texas, attended a bee convention, and came back. So these took more than 3 days to dry out. And you'll know because they turn a nice light color once they're dry. And of course, put your hands into them frequently and keep them moving. Keep them forming to the shape of your hands. Here they are after 3 days of drying. I would say they are a little bit improved. In fact, they're starting to demonstrate some promise that they might actually be usable once again. So now this is dry after scrubbing them with Dawn Ultra Free and Clear, using that and water alone. Now we're going to go back to reconditioning them with these leather restorer conditioners, cleaners, polishers, and protectants. So we're going to put that on both of them and just rub your hands together just like you've done something bad, or you're looking forward to doing something bad and you're rubbing your hands together and you're like, yeah, I'm really going to get them. And then you wear these gloves around all the time to the annoyance of all your friends and family. Just wear them constantly until they work nice and move with your hands easily. So you run your fingers between the fingers, you work that in, and then of course as they dry out again, they get light again. So this actually worked. It's kind of hard to believe that these were those crappy gloves, super dry, super stiff from the very beginning. So this restoration actually works. Now, I had the chance to use the honey stuff, which soaks in, as I mentioned, but I like the heavy cream version better. Look what it's done. I can actually bend these fingers. It doesn't hurt my hands inside. I have some dexterity. Now, does that mean these are great gloves to go out and work your friendly hives and pull the frames and all that stuff? No. These are still your war gloves, but instead of sitting in the pile of things you don't want to use anymore, they become usable. So I also wanted to look at these Guardian Bee Apparel new gloves that are vented. You can get stings through the back of these. They're much cooler, but they've also put in a Velcro strap so that you can overcome the loss of elasticity that will eventually come to all of your gloves. So these are goat skin. So now we have kind of another intermediate stage glove, and we're going to recondition these and keep them up to speed so that they don't get dirty to begin with. So we got cool gloves. You can get stung, so they're not for the hostile bees that you have. And then we've got the go into war gloves, and then we've got the really cool brand new looking gloves. So my number one pick between the Dawn Ultra Free and Clear, the honey stuff, is Big 4 leather conditioner. Conditions, cleans, polishes, and protects. Use that. I hope you found this beneficial. Thanks for watching.